right, welcome to Talking Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update double special edition. This is a weekend edition, and it's a relief rally edition. We're in a historic rally right now, so I want to go through that and see, if we have any room left to run. So we talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel. We've been talking about this rally for the last couple of months. So if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot. Lastly, if you want to join the channel, you become a member by hitting the join button. If you don't see a join button, then you should see a link in the description below. Members get some members-only content. We also do a once-a-week members-only live stream. And on that live stream, the members get to pick a company for me to do a deep dive video on that's for members only. So we have a lot of fun on there. We have a lot of excellent members. You're welcome to join us. Let's go through what's going on with Bitcoin. This was a strange week for the Bitcoin miners. This was a big week for Bitcoin. So I want to get into it. I got a bunch of charts and graphs, as always. I'm going to start with the big board on Friday. So these are the Bitcoin miners that I follow. And you'll see it was a very, very green day. This price action did not follow along with Bitcoin. It didn't really follow the market. It didn't really follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners have had a bit of a mind of their own. However, you're going to see overall, the start to 2023 is nothing short of spectacular for the Bitcoin miners. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, how can you say they're performing spectacularly when they're down so much off of their highs? So I understand 2022 was a full year of a full-blown bear market crypto winter for Bitcoin, and as a function of that, the Bitcoin miners. So these companies are still way off of their 52-week highs and their highs from November of 2021 when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. However, if you've been dollar cost averaging in or if you started buying in recently, you're doing spectacularly well. So I want to go to a few charts and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the first chart. This is their performance on the week this week. Bitcoin itself was up 14% this week. So the Bitcoin miners are supposed to be a leveraged play on Bitcoin. They're supposed to do whatever direction Bitcoin is moving in. You should get an exaggerated move out of the Bitcoin miners. However, this week didn't quite play out that way. But some of that is because the run they had taken prior to that was so enormously past what Bitcoin did that, there's a little evening out going on here, but let's just take a look at this week. So DigiHost was number one, up 30%, just week over week. HUT was up 22%, Argo Blockchain was up 18%, and then you have Bitcoin itself up 14%, which means all the rest of the Bitcoin miners actually underperformed Bitcoin, even though they are a leveraged play on Bitcoin. So some of the runs these miners have taken were massive, and this week may have been just a little bit of evening things out. Okay, so now this chart is the year 2023. So this is year to date. But remember, we're only 3 weeks into the year. The Bitcoin miners are off to the races. So while this third week here, they lagged a little bit, they had run so far ahead of Bitcoin in a 2-week period of time that I think that's the reason some of these lagged. Some of these are still lagging, so let's go through it. You're going to see almost all of these is at least 2x performance of Bitcoin. So some of them are 4 or 5x what Bitcoin has done so far year to date. So we are getting our leverage over the course of a 3-week period. However, this last week there was a little bit of a slowdown because we've gotten so far ahead of ourselves. So for me, what I'm looking for is, now over this 3-week period, are there some that look like they're overperforming? Are there some that look like they're underperforming? Is there investment opportunities? Obviously, this is only one data point. This is only one piece of the puzzle. But to me, I see things that jump out at me. I've been mentioning all year this year, CleanSpark's up 29%, Bitcoin's up 35%. So I think that is underperforming. I personally believe that is going to have a period of time sooner than later where it's going to catch up to the performance of some of its peers. So obviously that is not financial advice. That's my personal opinion. You guys need to do your own due diligence as always. So you can see the year 2023 has been spectacular. This chart is from where each Bitcoin miner was at the flash crash in the summer of 2022. So that was in June of 2022. We flash crashed down to around 17,500. So we are way up from the flash crash, yet you will see the first thing that jumps out at me, most of these Bitcoin miners are still in the red from the flash crash. So they're still trading for less here at 22,000 than they were at Bitcoin 17,000 back in June of 2022. So to me, the vast majority of this list has underperformed. Now, there's a reason that some of these have underperformed. A lot of these companies have gone through major changes in the way they're conducting business. They've had to give back machines. They've had to restructure debt. They've had to scale down. So, each one of these is its own individual case. But this is a clearer picture of, their performance over the last 7 or 8 months. So you'll see, I think it's no surprise, Marathon and Riot. Marathon's at 55% leading the way. Riot's at 54% leading the way. So those two are both up substantially from the flash crash of last summer. In third place is HUT at 51%. Next is DMG Blockchain. They are a small company, but they have been coming on strong. They're up 40%. And then you'll see next in line is Bitcoin at 27%. So really, again, these plays are a leverage play on Bitcoin. So you would expect everything to be above Bitcoin right now. And I do think if this rally continues, if we ever get back to an actual bull market in Bitcoin, you will see the vast majority of these companies run way past Bitcoin in performance. Some of these companies, just to be clear, will not outperform Bitcoin. For instance, Stronghold is down 56% from its summer low, but they had to give back almost all of their equipment in exchange for extinguishing some of their debt. Mawson did something similar to that as well. Argo Blockchain had to sell their entire Helios facility. So some of these companies have fundamentally changed, and they are potentially never going to get back to where they were. So you need to understand the story of each one, and that's why I always emphasize, please do your due diligence. Just because Core is down 93% doesn't mean it's a bargain at this price. Right? Core Scientific, obviously, they have had to file for Chapter 11, so they are a completely different company than they were 6 or 8 months ago. And they are still down 93% from what at that time was their all-time low. So I like to look at these that are underperforming Bitcoin, and again, to see is there any opportunities in here. For those of you who follow the channel, you'll know that for me, Bitfarms is one of the things that I have a high level of conviction in, so that is underperforming. So Cleanspark is another one, as I've mentioned, that's actually still 30% off of its low from the flash crash. So I do think there's a lot left for these Bitcoin miners to run if Bitcoin can continue the current rally it's in. Okay, so let's talk about that rally. This now ranks as a historic rally. We just crossed over 50%. So Bitcoin is now, over the last approximately 2 months, up over 50%. I believe there may still be room to run in this rally, but even if it ends here, it will have been the biggest rally in years. Okay, so if we go to the charts and I take a look at the chart, this is Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame. So you can see I have a dotted line. This is where Bitcoin was when the equity markets closed on Thursday. I just want to show you how much activity Thursday and Friday had. And this is where the miners really fell behind Bitcoin. The miners had not much activity, and Bitcoin was up huge. Bitcoin from Thursday to Friday was up 5%. So what is not priced into the miners is Bitcoin's up another 5% over the weekend so far. So if this can hold, if we can stay in this $23,000 range, I would expect the Bitcoin miners to have a big jump on Monday. And obviously, if this rally continues, you could see from that chart, a lot of these Bitcoin mining companies still have a very, very long way to go just to catch up with Bitcoin's performance, never mind do what they're supposed to and be the leveraged play on Bitcoin. Okay, so this is a measure from November 21st through today, which is January 21st. So that's exactly 2 months. So you can see we are just over 50% rally. We were actually a little higher this morning. We did get up around 51.5%. So if the rally continues, obviously this is already a big rally. At some point, we do have to start asking ourselves, is this a big relief rally, or have we now had a reversal and we're potentially entering a bull market? So I'm not ready to call that yet. I have said on the channel in other videos, I'm waiting to get to 25,000, even though that will be a gigantic bull rally. We did have to make up for all this ground that we lost right here in November on the FTX situation. So when this rally started, I had 2 price targets. We did reach one. We reached one on Friday. That was this purple line at $22,431. My final top price target for this relief rally was $25,214. That's this purple line. It seems like we may be on the way to that. So that's what I'm looking for. Potentially a run up to 25,000. if we get past 25,000, it's going to be very hard to argue that this is a relief rally. At that point, this will feel more like a reversal into a bull market. So at that point, we will be up 62%. So that's hard to call that a rally. So that's what I think we want to look at over the course of the next week. Do we get to this 25,000? And if we do, what happens when we get there? The other thing is we're very, very overbought. This has been a vicious run to the upside. So I would not be surprised to see a pullback at some point. This type of this many days in a row of green candles. I mean, we've been 85 to 90% green candles for the entire year so far. So, the year's only 3 weeks old, but almost every single day has been a green candle this year. If I look at the daily RSI, you see we went into overbought territory back on January 11th. We have run up since then. We're at historically high levels on the daily RSI. We got into the 90s. We're actually at 87 right now. So, this has bounced around and it could continue to bounce around up here for, even another week. But at some point, I would say this is going to be a local top and we're going to see a pullback, because this is very, very overbought. But also you can see on the MACD on the daily time frame, we still have a lot of bullish momentum going here. So that's why I say I'm not sure this rally is over. In fact, it seems to be picking up a little steam over the weekend. So can we hold this level above 23,000? If not, can we hold a line of support back at about 22,400? If we do those things over the weekend and create a line of support, then I think we have a very, very good chance of running up to $25,000. Otherwise, it may be that we have to have a little pullback. That also would be no surprise at all, given the fact that we've had a historic rally already at this point. So again, so far year to date, the Bitcoin miners have been off to the races. So we're going to see how it goes. This has been a spectacular year so far. So congratulations to everybody who stuck with this and has been in either Bitcoin or the Bitcoin miners. You're finally getting some much overdue relief. So thanks so much for watching the video. We will definitely keep our eye on this. If something big happens tomorrow, I will put out another Bitcoin update. Otherwise, I will see everybody on Monday. So I hope everybody enjoys your weekend. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.